changing landscape of the housing market in Las Vegas requires a real estate professional that understands how to get your offer accepted, willing to go above and beyond for service and accountability. Hi, my name is Dan French. I've been in the real estate and financing industry for over 13 years. Most real estate agents struggle with answering their phone. Please call me directly, 702-557-6176. I'm available for all your real estate needs.
Dan's a fantastic man. He really is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
And what is going on out there in beautiful nighttime Las Vegas? This is Dan French. I'm your host, streaming live from Las Vegas. And we have a great show for you today. This is the French Workbench podcast, streaming live on a Tuesday. Taco Tuesday out there, everybody. Maybe anybody, is Tim out there? Tim, where you at, buddy? Running at altitude. Verstar. Where's the crew?
Where's the tacos?
420 crew, you know what to do.
¿Dónde están los tacos?
Absolutely. You guys know I'm the most real and behind the scenes. This channel is the most real and behind the scenes information on financing, real estate, money talk, entrepreneurs, really everything Las Vegas. We're really going out of our way to talk about other topics other than real estate and lending. You can only talk about that so much, right, guys? I mean, it gets to a point where it's nauseum, like, is it going to crash? Are we going to have rates hit 10%? You know, I mean, at some point, everybody's like, all right, what else? What else you got?
Subject to next week's
what else
review,
you got?
right?
Yeah, right? Esmeralda Licea is back. What's up, Ezzy?
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? I mean, that's a little bit of a quiet. Can I hear a little bit of a umph with that? Give me.
What's up, everybody? No,
Yeah. Holla at your boy.
I'm trying to come
Holla
in
at your girl.
very humble today.
There you go.
Man, that's a little too humble. You gotta say holla at your girl.
Holla at your girl.
There you go.
I'm just kidding, you guys. How's everyone?
Old Republic title. What's up with Old Republic over there?
You know what? Old Republic title's just old. No, I'm just playing.
Getting older by the day, right?
We're the new Old Republic title.
They got their walker out. Is that what you're telling me right now?
We got a walker and a scooter. We got it all.
All right. What's been up with your life? What's going on in your world?
You know what? We've been fortunate. I guess we've been busy. I mean, not busy like obviously with the transactions as much as we would want to be, but we've been busy. A lot of events, definitely a lot of events, functions. So definitely been busy in that way. So I can't complain about it.
So you've been killing it, basically what you're saying. In a market where everybody's looking around
That's
going,
right.
It's doom and gloom, and we're probably going to be unemployed.
Doom and gloom and
you're
sad.
just trucking along.
That's right. I was just lucky. I was lucky. I was a lucky
Dude,
kid.
realtors need to follow what you do every day. They'll probably make it, right? They'll make it
Yes.
happen.
Hey, if you follow me, you need farms, property profiles, strategies, you should be following me on my Instagram, Esmeralda Licea with the double A at the end, and also classes. We do classes, we have functions, we have meetings. I mean, everything you need, you should be on board. Don't stay behind. Don't stay sad and gloom.
Absolutely. And we have Mr. Doug Liebig is back. Doug
Hey.
or not? What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good. Everything's good, man.
How's life treating you today, buddy?
Not bad.
No?
Not bad.
It took you a while.
Dude,
Yeah,
he was
I-
thinking like, man, what happened today?
Well, I don't know.
Did
I
I
had to
wake
take
up
a-
and eat?
I
Like,
had to take a nap before I came. And,
did I go to the restroom today? Like, what's going on?
let me think. What
It took you a
what is
second.
going on in my world? Yeah.
And you just got back from over at what is it, Laughlin? Right?
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, I came back from. I went and did a custom home down there, and yeah. So,
Dude,
I'm
you ever
staying
go
fairly
down
busy.
the road and you're like, you know what? My wife's not here. My kids, I don't have any kids around. Dude, I'm gonna just take off and I'm gonna disappear for a couple hours. I got to do work, but I'm gonna go throw a couple down on the slot machine or maybe play some poker or something. You ever do that?
Maybe in the past. I don't really. I don't know. I don't really hit the casinos much anymore. I don't throw.
You don't hit the casinos anymore?
Not much. No.
How about the bunny ranch? Do you ever? No, just like,
I just found out, not to cut you off, I
Right.
just found out the Bunny Ranch was sold, right? But then there was like something else that there's like another similar one. My sister told me about this. I was like, oh, really?
What is
It's
it?
not called the Bunny Ranch. It's called something else. I
The
know you two
Jackrabbit
know.
Ranch.
I knew you two would know it.
They call it the Lion's Den too.
They call it.
So anything
Yeah.
else going on with you?
You know what? I'm trying to get things going while the market has been in a bottom, and it's kind of interesting because I've done a little bit of marketing stuff and just tried to pick things up and organize, because I figure, like with everything, there's a bottom to everything, and I think my personal opinion is I think we're probably getting to the bottom of this thing here pretty soon. Maybe if we're not at it.
Bottom of what?
Bottom of this market. So I'm trying to grow my business.
I don't know
a
about
bit.
that one yet.
Well, I don't know.
Close.
I don't think. Yeah, but I don't think. But I mean, you got to have a little foresight, right?
Well, I think you got to have a little fortitude.
Fortitude.
You know what I mean? Some underneath fortitude.
Right.
Like
To make
two
a
black eyes.
yeah. To really make a
power.
decision
Yeah.
in this market. If you're going to go buy a house, you have to have some lower, fortitude to really make a decision and make an offer. But
Yeah.
I think this market has some time, man. I don't think
What do
we're.
you mean? Like, elaborate on that. You're like,
I mean, you got to have some cojones to make a deal happen today.
It's interesting because we were talking about my wife and I were actually talking about it. It's like, what if, because we're trying to figure out why business picked up. Like November, I was only 5 inspections down from the previous year, and my business is obviously like yours. It's dependent on the realtors, and so what's going on? Well, I think people are starting to realize maybe that the interest rates, with the Fed saying that they can keep raising interest rates up into next year, maybe people are like saying, "Oh, I better bite the bullet and go now," and because 6% is a whole lot better than 9%. I don't know.
but I don't think, are we at 6? I thought we were at 5 something.
Well, we're going to get
whatever.
into all
I-
these topics because I think there's a lot of things going on
Yeah.
with the consumer confidence out there. So
So-
today's show, we're going to talk a lot about what's happening around Las Vegas, also really across the country. We're going to talk about cannabis and how you can really smoke weed in a lounge now.
Nice.
Coming here in Las
Oh my
Vegas.
God, that is
I know
interesting.
Eddie's like, dude, I'm in. Where do I sign up? I want to go 420.
That was
get-
one of the conversations.
420 over here, 420 crew. If you got them, smoke them if you got them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Also, home sellers get creative by listing Las Vegas homes for $1. I'm not sure about that because I don't
was
think
just
that's going
gonna
to work. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be another topic we're going to discuss here. Also, consumer confidence is it's 2 months now. It's been low. Why are sellers taking their house off the market? And it's double what it was last year on the percentage of people taking their home off the market. And what are some of the do you keep it on there? Should you keep it on there? What are some of the tactics and things we could talk about with that? Because that's a big deal.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk about Christmas parties and also fireworks at the end of the year, right? And
Yes.
what Esmeralda wants to talk about that because that's the fun part. She doesn't want to get into the old, boring part of crunching numbers. She wants to be like, hey, where's
That's
the
you
fireworks?
too.
Where's the party?
Where's the party? Party.
That's Dan with the
Old
the
Republic
information
style.
And
We're going
Let's
old
talk
Republic
about that.
style
I'll
party.
talk about the fun part.
So anyways,
Yeah.
we're going to get into that. So you guys, let's get right into it. Las Vegas dispensary to open up a cannabis lounge at a campus near the Strip. Now, you guys are familiar with Planet 13, right? You guys have
Yes.
seen that?
Yeah.
So Planet 13, they had to give up their liquor license. And the reason they did that is so they can offer a lounge for people to smoke weed, right? So it's going to be one of those things where you're sitting there, you're going to watch them create the joint. You're going to watch them create how the actual whole process goes.
Sounds like you're very
and-
immersed in that.
well, I was down there last weekend and I was just, taking
I was
notes.
part of the plan. I was just putting it
And I
together.
said, go ahead and pass me one of those, please. Hold on, I'm taking notes, and I go ahead and pass it back.
Kind of like a wine tasting thing,
Right?
right? Yeah.
So my thing is, though, is that
You, let me
this
try
is
this.
unprecedented times, I feel, because imagine 10 years ago that you look at a lounge and you're like, you're going to have the ability to smoke marijuana right there, right off the Strip. Would you guys ever think that would even be possible today?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No, I would never. I mean, a lounge. I think that's a it's a great thing. I think that's awesome. It's too bad you can't have alcohol for the people that don't want to smoke. I think that's definitely gonna suck. But
Yeah.
But I think it's cool.
I mean,
something
like, there's
different. It's something.
It's something
new.
different, right?
Something new. It's gonna probably draw a whole bunch of people to Vegas.
So it's gonna be like that Willy Wonka. You guys have seen
Well,
Willy
it's
Wonka.
like-
Real
it's
estate
like-
might
it's like-
increase because of this. Have
you think
thought
so?
of-
Why is that?
Because we're having lounges here that nobody else has. People will move.
So here's what you're gonna do.
People will move. So
You're
I'm
going to
over
go
there.
to a lounge. You're going to smoke a joint with them. You're going to sign here, here, and here. And then you're going to call it a day and you're going to seal your deal up, right? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, I need to be there. I need to get escrows. The agents are there sitting down. For their clients.
And then they go, well, I signed
you to
under
add
duress, right?
People
I
are
need you to
most
ask this.
vulnerable when they are under
Yep.
the influence, right?
Right.
Yep.
Essie,
Yep.
that's when you're going to close?
That's right.
So they said this Willy Wonka atmosphere is going to happen here at the Planet. Have you guys ever been to Planet 13? I've never been there.
no.
Never been there.
No,
Never been.
you never been there?
No.
I've never been there either as well. And so, I'm just curious like how this thing's going to unfold. Like when you walk in, are you going to like,
Get a little
you're
sample.
going to get a little sample. Like are you going to like get a little extra dollar or money for your dollar?
You know when you go to Cabo, and well,
extra
I don't
for
know
your-
if they do it now, but back in the days when you would go to like any club in Cabo, they would give you like a little shot, like as you walked in, and then as there's music, they would just have like cocktail waitresses with like drinks, and they
Right.
would just give you shots through the whole night. Everybody, the whole club.
Really?
Yeah, this is
you know
Cabo.
what's crazy is that
What if you get like little
Little samplers.
Samplers?
Little gummies.
little samples?
I mean,
of
so
that?
here's my thing. I mean, a lot of people have a different perception of like weed versus alcohol, and apparently you can't have an alcohol license to have that lounge.
Yeah.
So
I read the article.
How old were you when you stopped? Or do you still smoke weed?
No. Why are you putting me on? No,
How old were you when you stopped smoking weed? Would you say?
I don't smoke weed.
No.
No, but
Okay.
I've tried it.
Have you tried it? Have you ever smoked weed?
No, I never have.
No?
No, I did the CBD oil and
Well, that's the same thing. It's
yeah.
just in a different, like a gummy.
had a
And
THC thing in it, and had a little bit of THC in it. And
Well, I mean,
it's
I don't think it
no
does.
big deal. But
I think it's
mean,
not no worse than. I mean, I think alcohol long term is worse for you.
Oh, I think so.
And I don't smoke weed. I'm just being honest. I don't smoke it, but
He does.
I don't refrain
yeah,
from like
okay.
people doing it.
You
and
never
I don't-
tried it?
Well,
I've tried it. I've tried it. I mean, who hasn't tried it when they're younger? I just don't do that. You know what I mean?
Well, I got to say, I did try, I did try it in high school. A buddy of mine played in the band, and he had a.
then that was a long time ago. You said in high school. You have to give us details of the time
How many
frame.
moons was that? How long of a tooth are you right now?
So we all have tried it at some point in our
at some
lives.
point. But the funny thing is he got this bag of what looked like pot, and
Dude, I haven't heard that word pot. I call it, how about the red reefer?
The red reefer. Oh, really?
okay, so, but anyway, it wasn't. It was like crushed up, dried leaves, and it wasn't anything to it, And it was kind of funny because he was pissed. He spent $5 on the bag, and he wasn't.
It wasn't what he thought.
It wasn't.
All right, so let's keep moving. I want to tell
It
you
wasn't
guys,
the red reefer.
agents have pulled out all the stops, right? Now they're listing homes for $1 to get some offers. So
For $1?
there's somebody, yeah, there's an agent
got a
out
call.
here that listed a home. Maybe it's an impressive or creative way of.
What's his name?
I don't want to say the names because then they might
Okay.
blackball me and then throw
Okay.
my name under the mud, or,
Okay.
in the mud
All
or
right. All
under
right.
the rock, whatever. I don't know what you want to call it.
I
But
bet I can guess.
yeah, right. So they listed it for $1, and apparently they're getting a lot of activity, or they're trying to get activity. Like, first off, I think it's over off of St. Rose. If you guys want to know about that, hit up my girl Janine. You can find her over there, and you got her number, right?
That's creative.
Yeah, French Workbench
Something
info
different.
at gmail.com. You can,
Yeah.
hit her up there. If you guys have any questions throughout the show, let me know. You can also hit her up. We'll try to get you guys. We also owe somebody that we have to send out to an Amazon gift. I still got to send that out. So there was somebody that actually got the riddle right.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
they got a riddle
What
right.
was-
We're going to have
what
a
was the
riddle at the
answer?
end of this.
Are you gonna come up with
I
the
can't even
answer?
remember. That was like 3 weeks ago, so I don't know what it
Jesus.
was. I forgot what it was. But going back to our story is 2.4% of the listings in Las Vegas have been delisted for properties, right? So they've been delisted off the market. That's double what it was last year at this time. And so it's interesting because you got to think, like, what are people thinking right now? Are they thinking just, I give up, tap me out, I'm done, I can't do this anymore, I don't have any shot because this market is going to get worse before it gets better? again, it's really weird. Double the amount of delisted properties. Matter of fact, I just had one that I delisted myself because they were under the D list. You know what the D list is, right? That's where you go to the. That's where you.
That's Dan's list.
That's where you go to the. You got to go talk to the principal. No,
I know, right?
But they took it off the market. No action. And here's the thing: they didn't want to drop the price of the house, and I understand. And they just. It's almost to a point. Same thing with consumer confidence. We'll talk about this in a second. They just gave up. It's like, hey man, it's not for me. I can't do it.
So I have a story on that. So what I've been hearing from my agents and some of their stories, right, is that they were able to get the listing, they were able to get the buyer, but what happened was the actual seller was generous enough to, I'm just going to give a number. Don't quote me on this, everybody. I don't know the amount. I'm going to say $15,000 as a generous, to contribute through closing cost. But the loan that they received was they could only use $7,500 of it. I'll just say that. So it kind of killed. So that's what they've been going through.
Here's the sales tactic though. Why throw, damn well that when they put up for $1 listing, you're not going to buy a house for $1. It's like this. It's almost to a point where it's just too, I wouldn't say stupid, but it's just too like, okay, $1.
But
you're going to call the agent.
It's called a gimmick.
Yeah,
right?
It's a gimmick. You're going to call the agent and they're going to go, well, what's your highest and best? Oh, well, they're not going to, it's just, hey, get the phones ringing. Let's get that. Like, okay, another waste of time, Like nobody's going to sell a house for $1. It's just weird.
Right. Yeah.
No, but is it they're selling the house for $1 or just to list it?
They're listing it for $1. My impression is that they're listing it, but
so they get more visibility out of that, right?
What's that?
They're going to get more visibility out of that,
So the agent is charging $1 for his services,
yeah, the agent's getting
but it's not selling for $1.
But it's not selling for $1. But what I'm saying is,
let's
get that clear.
Yeah.
But they're listing it for $1.
Yeah.
I maybe misspoke. That was my fault. Yeah. They listed it for $1.
Right.
Who's going to put that out there though and be like, okay, I'm going to go with this agent because you listed it for $1, right? You're going to still have to pay the price of the house. I mean, nobody's going to just go buy that
for $1.
For $1, right?
Right.
And I think that's the gimmick. The gimmick is, it's listed for $1, but really it's the agent listing it for $1.
Well, or you've got the calls coming in. It's like, well, I don't have that one available, but I got this one available.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we all have to have our sales pitch. We all have to bring business. I just think sometimes it gets a little goofy.
Yeah.
And this is kind of one of those goofy things. Like, hey, I'm going to list it for $1, but you're still going to pay full price for the house.
Next time you'll see one for 50 cents.
Yeah. It's like, no. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. So anyways, you guys have anything else like on the listing side of it? You've seen a lot of listings come off the market.
That's just what I heard. I mean, I don't know. Like everybody has a different story, but that one was just somebody was bummed about it and it didn't go through.
So I want to say this too, and while we're on this topic, we all know that everybody out there's got an attention span of like 90 seconds, right? So if you guys are out there watching the podcast, while you're in that 90 seconds and you jump off and go to somewhere else, maybe you might come back. We don't know. You might just be out in the abyss of YouTube and we don't know what the hell's happening.
Just hit the like button.
You're like off. All of a sudden you end up on something. You're like, how the hell did I get on this? It's like, some tiger show or something. But anyways, hit that like button before you leave, right?
Yeah, right.
Hit that, because we all know it's like average view time is what, like, I think they said it's like 5 minutes for people.
Oh, really?
Is it?
Dude, I can't sit past 3 minutes unless it's something I'm really interested in. Like, I don't know. I think everybody's turned into like they got that ADHD or whatever it is. You know what I mean? They got no attention.
Maybe like YouTube, it just picks up certain words and you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
So if you guys are out there and you see us for that 5 minutes, you gave us that 5 minutes of fame and glory, hit that like button before you leave, subscribe, throw a question in. It's Taco Tuesday, Tim. Tim, where are you, buddy? We're missing you. Mr. Verstar, jump in and jump out. Where are you guys at? We need you. We need you here. Shout out to Beth. Shout out to Running Altitude. I love you guys, man. You guys are always part of the show. Appreciate you guys out here. Steelers Freak. Oh, bait and switch, baby. That's it. That's what it is. Bait and switch.
Bait and switch. Yep.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to just ask this guy. What is
I
this
like
question?
That name.
Yeah.
Steelers Freak. That's cool.
Steelers Freak. Yeah.
What's your team?
Oh, I like players. I don't have teams. And I'm really disappointed in
What do you mean
players.
you like players? You like them because they play or you like them because
players.
of how they look
No,
in
I
a
just-
uniform?
No,
Is it a uniform thing?
No, I mean, I like
Come
the
on,
actual,
Ez.
I don't pick teams. I like certain quarterbacks.
There you go.
And yeah, I'm a fan of quarterbacks and I don't care about the team they're in because
Who's the hottest quarterback in the league right now? Hottest.
Tom Brady.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it? No.
No, there's others, but yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, let's keep moving. Esmeralda wants to talk about where she's going to be partying at on New Year's Eve and the fireworks show. I'm not going anywhere near the Strip. Good luck if you guys want to get out there and get stuck, because that's what's going to happen. You ain't going to find your way home. But Las Vegas is, the place, entertainment capital of the world. Places like Area 15 is going to be charging a package deal of $195 if you want to come out and spend that money, spend that cheese.
Spend those dollars.
You guys are on it. Aria is going to be putting something on. Cromwell, $256 tickets for people out there that want that package deal. Wow. I wonder what that package deal comes.
I don't know.
I better get a lap dance with that package deal. Something better happen for $250. I better have a memory. I need a memory.
A memory of a bill.
It's like if I'm putting $250 on the table, I got to get something for
with
it.
the reefer, with the
something
go
like
to
it's
the
got to be a
dispensary.
exactly
Yeah.
Reefer, all that stuff's got to be
some gummies.
And I don't even want to know about it. I just want to know I spent $250 and I don't remember anything other than a few key points. You know what I mean?
So you get a steak and then you get a drink. No, what I want to talk about is obviously I love Bruno Mars is coming in. I mean that's somebody I would rather go see. And
Bruno?
Yeah, he's
Do you
coming in.
think, he's so? If you had to pick,
he's not hot, but I love his music.
No. Between Bruno Mars and Chris Brown, who would you rather go with?
Bruno.
Bruno.
And I love Chris Brown too.
Do you really? But like, if you had to pick,
I would
you
do Bruno.
You'd do Bruno.
Yes.
All right.
100%.
All right. Keep going.
So I don't know. If it was me, that's what I would pick. Just because I've done the Strip. Tickets start at $375, but it's at a bomb place, which is Park MGM, which I love. Also, the next thing is Kevin Hart, which I already been to some of his. He's so funny. I don't know. That would be the next one. Yeah, that's what I would pick too.
Yeah.
And that's not bad. His tickets are what, $175?
That's not bad.
Yeah. Well, you can get tickets at $89.50, but I'm just saying if you want better tickets. So, anyways, Pitbull, all these other. I mean, I've already seen a lot of these, but that's kind of what I would do.
So if you were going to go to the Strip, right? So where I go is I go to a higher position where I could see the Las Vegas
Strip,
the Valley. So where I go is I go up where the M Casino's at. If you go up to the M Casino, you could see all the. Well, listen, you could see all the way down to North Las Vegas.
Yeah.
There was a year, I think it was 2 years ago. Everybody was stuck inside. You had COVID. People were wanting to kill each other. So they're like, dude, the families that never sent fireworks off were sending fireworks off. It was the most magical thing, dude. It was like, it's like going to Disneyland. Like, you know, when they do the fireworks show, it was like that on steroids.
Well, we used to, speaking of the M, we used to go down there before Southern Highlands Parkway, I guess, or whatever, met the 15. They used to have this big open area where you could pull over and you could watch the fireworks, and it was the same thing. You know, it wasn't from an elevated position, but you could see pretty much all the way to the north end of the Strip.
I like Red Rock. I mean, for New Year's.
Red Rock's cool too.
Yeah, they have.
Do you like Red Rock?
Yeah, we got some friends that live over there.
And they do have a club that you go upstairs, and you could see the view of everything, and it's gorgeous. It's tiny. The venue's small there, but it's nice. Or you want to walk the Strip? I mean, just
so have you ever been to paid one of these packages like from the Aria? You have.
I have. I went to the Palms.
What did you feel about that? Did you feel you got ripped off?
No, I didn't. Actually, I thought it was a good deal. We paid $275 per person. It was at a steakhouse, and we were able to have access to the club after that. So we had drinks. I mean, it started off at $275. Obviously, if you buy wine bottles and all that kind of stuff, it was a group of us. It was a lot of us. But I thought it was great because, one, we didn't have to wait in line. We had great food. I mean, at that time, I wasn't a vegetarian, but, there was steak. It was good. It was good ambience. It was, good company and good music. So
I want to give a shout out to DJ. Awesome. Congrats, man, on closing your house on Thursday. So he's going to be closing his house. So
congratulations.
He's getting keys, man.
Nice.
He's finally, and this is a long time coming. He's had some challenges. So good job to him. Congrats.
Kudos.
Also, running at altitude, thanks a lot, man, for showing up here. Again, bottom of the market is not here yet, unfortunately. I would have to agree with him.
Yeah.
And I agree a lot of things with Mr. Running at Altitude. Also, Steelers Freak, I jumped to Vidget Midging Wrestling. What? That's what he said. I jumped to Vidget. All right. I like that. Beth G, shout out to her. Red Rock is awesome. Yeah. So, you know what? Is there an ambience to Red Rock? Is there like a feeling when you go to Red Rock that
Yes, it's nice.
it's like a
It's
real
cool.
elegant feeling to you?
I don't know if it's elegant. It's just like a cool atmosphere, right? If you're looking, it's not. I would say it's not for the very young, youthful, like 21, but it's not either for anybody that's. It's like in the middle. Like it's well rounded, so it's a fit for everyone, right? 21 to. I don't know, whatever. But it's a good ambience.
Do you
They play
feel like
good music.
I feel like a lot of Americans here come to Las Vegas to experience 4th of July, especially from California. We know that those Californians are going to be coming like
And New
crazy
Year's
here.
too, though.
What's I'm saying? New Year's
Yeah.
for the fireworks.
Yeah, you said the 4th of July.
Oh, did I say the 4th of July? I'm thinking the 4th of July.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
close.
Close, yeah.
Close.
Fireworks.
Yeah,
My apologies.
fireworks.
You come here at the end of the year, you know that there's going to be nothing but traffic coming in here, right? There's going to be and listen, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, if I'm living here and I can find an alternate route, I'm going to do that. But if you're coming from out of state, you have no clue, right? You just like, hey, I'm going to come to the strip. They're offering $100, $200 package.
They close the
$250.
strip. They close the strip around 4.
Yeah.
And I know because a lot of my family, works in the hotel, but that day they close early. So make sure if you are going to be partying in the strip that you're prepared for that. You cannot drive in. And they even close it where you can't even have an Uber drop you off by that hotel. There's certain drop-off areas. So it's I don't know how they'll do it this year, but it's very interesting because you still have to walk.
Yeah.
Even though Uber exists and all that, they're also cut off.
I'll tell you guys a quick story. So I was at New Year's. I was going to say 4th of July again.
I was like, oh, New Year's?
I screwed up again. I'm at 4th of July. And, no.
That dummy's getting
New Year's-
jammed.
He's been hitting the dispensary.
Yeah, let me go to real quick Planet 13. I'll be right back. Just like,
Come back. Put the commercial real quick.
yeah,
All right.
hold on, everybody. I got to go to my commercial real quick. Real estate agents out there. So I was out and I was down on the strip, right? And I was sitting over. It was the old Hard Rock, and I'm sitting there driving. We got a little time because we got the trivia coming up, so you guys need to stay tuned to the trivia. I was driving and I was like following. I just first came out here. I was probably 22, naive, young, dumb, and full of what, right? And so I'm just following. I'm like, I'm gonna try to get something tonight, whatever. So, anyways, I follow these cars, and these cars go right next to this. I think it was the Hofbräu house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're driving, and I'm like, okay, I've never been here. I'm like, oh, this is where you park. So I'm in there and I'm talking. I got these girls and we're all talking, and I'm like, dude, I'm in, right? So we come walking out, and all of a sudden my car's gone, and I'm like,
Nice.
Not just my car, everybody's car in the house is gone, all the parking lot. So they were saying that people were going in there and parking. Well, you're not supposed to park there,
Right.
So they had my car towed. Dude,
Oh my
I ended up calling. I only had my uncle out here. I ended up calling him. He didn't answer his phone. This is like 2 a.m.
Right.
I'm like, shit. So there's nobody I know out here. Those girls disappear, right? They're like, oh, you don't got a car? I'm out of here. You know what I mean? So they got nowhere to go. So I'm walking. I probably walked at least 6 or 7 miles. I was over by, I think it was Palace Station.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
And right, so I walk from there, and I'm sitting
That's
there.
a
I'm
hump,
like,
man.
I'm like, how do I get home? I'm just like, damn, how do I get home? And on this, and so I'm literally walking. I'm walking, and I'm waving down a taxi, right? And I'm like playing the game, and I go, hey man, I need to go. So this is like, my uncle lives at the time. He lives like way like towards Summerlin area, right, towards North Las Vegas here.
All right.
So he's driving, and I'm like, hey man, we're about halfway into the ride. I go, how much do you think this ride's gonna cost? He goes, about $100. I think. I go, well, dude, I had my wallet in my car, which I really did, right? Because I didn't want to bring it, so I had like $60 on me.
Right. So he drops you off halfway.
He goes, I'm gonna turn the meter off. I was like, thank you. Dude. I was like, thank you, because I would have never got home. I would have been one of those people sleeping on the bus stop. You know what I mean? I would have been there.
You know what would have been funny if he would have said, hey, dude, you're going to have to get off, right?
Yeah. Okay. Here's your ride. Okay. Click. That's it.
We like you. You're cool, but this is it.
This is it.
And I'm gonna tell you, you coming from California and you're sitting there walking down the strip and you see bottles thrown out of the windows or out. Dude, these people are going crazy, right? And I'm walking down the street, and guess what? On the bus stop, there's shattered glass everywhere because they broke that bus stop sign where they do the promotions and stuff.
Oh my
that was
God.
all broken.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was just crazy. And then the bus didn't drive out that far. I was just like, man, I would have to write something to let you guys know my experience on this because it was a crazy, crazy experience. I thought I was going in to score that night, and I ended up not, like, barely getting home. You know what I mean?
Take it to the cleaners.
Yeah, I was like, dude, it was one of the worst. And then to top it off, I didn't even know where my truck was at. It was my truck, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I had to find a place to go get it. Right, I ended up spending like $300 to get it out of impound.
Oh yeah,
all because I
they
followed
love that shit, man.
Yeah, I followed everybody. I was like, oh, they all know where they're going. It was like 1, 2, 3. It wasn't, dude. The tow truck company had a field day that night. I mean, they probably made, I would say, at least $20,000 that night.
They fucking banked.
They banked
on it.
It's crazy.
Oh my God, that's funny.
It's the craziest story. So I'm telling you right now, though, I'll never go back. Now it's not the Hard Rock anymore, right?
No.
So,
yeah, it just got sold. But.
It was, that little place in the front there where they had those concerts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I ended up. And then I was trying to I was in the casino.
Right?
Yeah, I was in the casino, and then we ended up going to a concert. I don't even know how I got to the concert. And then when I was going back, then my truck was gone. I was like, dude, this is the worst shit I think I've ever seen in my life.
Imagine.
Dude, you imagine that?
Like his face, and then he has some girl. Well, I know I have a car.
Well, they didn't ditch me right away. I was playing it off. I was like, yeah, man, it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
It's cold. Coming. My feet hurt. Like, hold on, where's your car?
And here's the thing. You already know it's over when they're like, hey, my friend wants us to go back in the place. They're asking me to come back. I'm like, okay, it's over at that point. It's like, all right, we're done. You know what I mean? So, anyways, let's keep moving on. You guys have anything else to say about New Year's? You guys have any New Year's stories?
I do. I remember one year going with a whole bunch of my friends, and it was by the Mirage, and everybody's like, Elvis, Elvis. And we're like, okay, we're looking like, okay, Elvis. And this man is on top of, there's like a light that's right in front of the actual, I think the Mirage is like where that's where the volcano and then the water comes down.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody's like, Elvis, jump.
Did he jump?
He jumped. I was like,
no.
Oh my God. But what's funny about it, it's not funny, you guys.
Did he have a suit? I mean,
yes,
was he in a full suit?
Yes. He was in
that's an expensive suit.
No, but listen, the water, if you go close to the MGM where the water is, there's actually it's lit up with fire. So it's fire and then water, and it's lit up through the whole, but you can't see that. When you look at it from the outside, like you're just driving by, all you see is water. But if you get close, it's lit up with fire. And I'm like, oh my God, this man's gonna jump. He did.
Jump into the fire.
Well, everything came in, the police, the ambulance. Dang. I mean, it was crazy.
You know what's crazy is you don't know if something's really big going on because you always see these crowds that happen on the strip, and you're like,
no,
okay,
he jumped.
Because you don't know if it's somebody out there beating on some some buckets or something. You know what I mean? Because they're on the, and then it's like you don't know what's big or what's not. Because you go down the strip now. I mean, how many times do you go down the strip and you see girls with just stars? You know what I mean? That's it. That's all you see.
That wasn't back in that day.
I went down to the strip.
Once.
This is just recently.
No, I went down to the strip. I'm going to tell you the story. I went down to the strip.
22, there were stars?
This is recent.
Oh,
right?
okay.
He saw stars.
I was
That's
seeing stars because my girl backhanded me because I was looking. But
right on, girl.
I was walking down, the bridge, and what was crazy about it was
I saw stars.
Well, my thing is I didn't know they got that undressed. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, is it really like that down here, right? Because I'm literally going and it's like they're really just, there's nothing there but just like a little star in the end, And I'm like,
right, yeah.
I'm like, I got my boy here,
right.
And he's like, and I'm like, no, you got to turn away. But I was doing one of these, And then that's what I did.
Oh, you're covering his eyes, but you're like.
Yeah, I was doing one of these, and I was like, wait, you got to look this way. And all of a sudden, I seen a hand come back, And I was like, wait a sec.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
That's what happened. So, anyways, that was my story.
But what was she doing though? Just walking?
No, they just sit there and take pictures. They want pictures. They want to be like, hey, come over here, Poppy, and take a picture. Like some of the Mexican girls, come here, Poppy.
Oh, she got to be Mexican now.
Yeah. No, there was some.
You see how you just threw that in there?
Yeah.
She's Mexican.
Yeah, and I was like, I said that because
she's a Latina. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, because I was like, I wanted to communicate.
She was trying to get that Instagram likes, those followers. That's a good way of doing it.
Well, I mean, you got J-Lo Jr. over here. Do you guys think she's J-Lo? I think she resembles J-Lo.
She's got a lot of that in her. Yeah.
Hey, well, let me see. Can I get some of her dollars? Because I'm sure behind them.
Dude.
You need to start moonlighting a little bit.
Absolutely.
Start getting a couple guys, start dating, get married.
You never know.
But I mean, if you go down to the strip, I mean, what other things do you see down there? You see those guys hitting those buckets.
I see the
you
showgirls.
Yeah, but the showgirls are naked. They're not like just, hey, I'm in a showgirl outfit. They're basically naked with a hat. I mean, that's kind of what it is.
I see. I mean, that's their outfit.
That's their outfit.
I wouldn't say. I mean, that's their outfit. They have some kind of outfit.
What other things?
They got,
right?
Yeah.
What other things do you see on the strip though? Do you see? I've seen you guys see people.
I see those kids that give you those magazines that are like with the women that are like nude and they're like then, and you're like, nah, man.
Oh,
I'm cool.
they're like this. They're like this.
And they're forcing it. They're like,
They do one of these.
so they got to get rid of those, you know,
Right.
those
Dude,
little
isn't
flyer
that-
things
yeah.
or whatever. Timeshares. Oh my God, those are crazy.
Timeshares are good.
That's
Yeah.
what I see. So I don't know.
Well, I'm going to tell you another thing too. Is you ever see those people that you stand out of like a Smith store? I don't know what it is, but they got like this big
Smith
boombox.
store?
Yeah, and they got this violin, and they're like wanting tips, and they're sitting there doing like the
At
violin.
Christmas time or at
Just anytime. Like,
Wait,
anytime?
what Smiths is this? Because I've never seen
all
that.
the Smiths. If you go to Smiths, you're gonna get serenaded, and you got to give a tip. So you got to be ready. Yes.
I haven't seen
Hey,
that.
I had a girl.
Christmas, you
Well, I
do.
don't go grocery.
No. I had a girl. Listen, I went to a Smith's. Actually, it was over at a Home Depot. I went over to Home Depot the other day too, and they're looking for tips, right? And this girl sang really well. I'll be honest. I was a little captivated. You know, I had to go over and give $1. I gave $1. Look,
That's all you
she
gave
was-
her was $1.
What do you want me to give her? I'm not going to give her a 5 because she's speaking. You know, go get a contract.
At least $10. Con un $1 you
$10.
can't buy nothing.
That's inflation.
What
Dude,
is
inflation? All right.
Okay,
It's
maybe I should
$5.
have gave her $2. I
Nah.
mean, listen. At the end of the day, though, I was like, look, I don't
If
usually
you're gonna
contribute
pull
to
it
that.
out, give her at least 5.
But it
man.
seems like Vegas has those people out there
If
that
you
are
go to
looking
San
like.
Francisco, they do all this.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Talk to me about San Francisco real quick.
Don't they? Okay, when you go
I-
to San Francisco, you're walking down the downtown. There's people singing, rapping, dancing. There's magicians. I mean, you got it all.
Well, being that you're
And you
J Lo
cannot-
Jr., are you in
and-
there
and-
dancing
and-
too?
and-
You giving that? You know, you doing your thing?
And yeah, and you can't give them $1. They'll look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
You give me $1,
dude,
that's it.
You know what $1 does in San Francisco? That won't even buy you a cheeseburger. I mean, you can't go
They'll
to.
buy you a fry, like not
Yeah.
even.
Dude.
They would be
It's
so
like
mad.
they probably put on the sign $5 minimum. Like you don't show up unless you got a 5, and you got to have a smile with it.
Oh, but
It's
listen,
not just a $5.
and they have groups of, like, literally they do get crowds, and it's like, and people will look at you too, like that's all you gave was $1. Yeah. It's aggressive, but I love San Francisco. It's so cool there.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. So, Steelers Freak says, Viva Las Vegas. Yeah, Viva Las Vegas. Right?
Para
Viva
siempre.
Las Vegas. Taco Tuesdays, Tim's back. Timmy, what's up, buddy? We haven't seen you for a while, man. It's been like, a week. And I haven't seen you. So we're
He's out of
glad to
town.
have you back. Well, Tim's a late riser sometimes. He comes in and he's like, hey, man, what's up? What I miss? He missed a lot. We've already talked about. We already crunched numbers. We've done.
Been to New Year's.
Yeah, we've been.
We've been to New Year's. We talked about the lounges taking place. Would you own one? Would you guys own a lounge like that?
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you
All
guys,
right.
it was
Yeah.
nice being
That's
here. I'm moving on to a new career.
There's a new show out called King of Tulsa, right? Rocky's in it. Sylvester Stallone. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
No.
Yeah, he goes to Oklahoma and he buys a dispensary, or he doesn't buy the dispensary. He goes and gets a take off the dispensary. So he's a mob boss from New York that goes to Oklahoma. It's pretty good show, but it's funny.
cool.
Dude, I got to see that.
It's funny.
It's a
good.
funny show.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a movie.
It's a series. Yeah, I think it's called King of Tulsa or Tulsa King or something like
Yeah.
that. My wife was watching. I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. It was Sylvester Stallone, so he's
I
always
like
pretty
Sylvester
good.
Stallone.
I do too.
You like Sylvester?
Yeah.
He was always good.
All right, so
Drew
you
First
guys,
Blood.
you guys know what time it is. You guys know what time it is right now. It's time to send out the commercial. You guys ready for it?
Yeah.
Go.
Hey, hi there. This is Dan French. You guys know me from podcast, the French Workbench podcast, and I just launched a new channel, The Sound Off. If you guys want to work with a realtor that's had experience, not just this flash, realtor out here that's putting out videos and then works through the process of getting internet leads, I'm somebody that's been in the trenches. If you guys want to start with a realtor that has knowledge and experience over 15 years, I'm your guy. I'm your go-to realtor here in Las Vegas. I'll roll up my sleeves and work hard for you. Please check out lvhomeprofessionals.com. That's a great place to get started. So there's a lot of problems out here with people looking to buy a house. And when they look at inflation, they look at rates, it's really hard to justify buying a house today. I'm here to help you, guide you through that process, and really make you understand what's happening in this market and pass the ball to you. Oh, that was so enchanting, wasn't it? I mean, that
It was just beautiful.
That
It
was
so
so
good.
beautiful. Yeah, you know what? I really just take it to another level
I
right
just
there.
got
That
tears.
contrast.
That just the tears of
yeah.
just joy of how great it was. I'm so proud of you.
And to be a realtor, that's really unique in this world, right? Being a realtor out there in Las Vegas, there's only 18,000 of us.
You got to do something to make your mark, right?
Yours is standing out the best.
Standing out, baby.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get right into this. So let's go to our trivia. You guys ready? Here's our trivia for the day. Approximately how many slot machines can be found in Sin City?
Holy shit.
A, 200,000, B, 500,000, C, 1.2 million, or D, 2.5 million. People, let me know. What do you guys think? Send it in the comment section. What do you guys think about this happening right now with the trivia? Anybody?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah. Like the trivia.
Anybody there?
Hola.
Anybody there? What do you guys think? What do you think? A, B, C, or
Love
D?
it. I think D. I think 2.5 million.
2.5?
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, it has to be.
God, I mean, all
It
the
has to be a
mom and pop
large.
joints and everything else.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Steelers Freak says 2.5 million.
That's what
Got-
I
Let's
say.
see what he
Gotta
has
be.
to say about that.
Gotta be.
Claro que
Steelers
sí.
freaks. He's
Dude,
the
if
man.
he's a
the
Steelers
man.
freak, hey man, he's probably strong. He's probably like one of those guys out there that, you got to be a Steeler fan.
Iron worker, man.
Yeah, he's an iron worker, right?
Yeah.
Steelers fans aren't no joke, right?
No, they're not.
Are
No.
you what do you like if you used to have people you're a sports fanatic, right?
I like all kinds of sports. I do.
Are you like
I'm
if
not.
you had to,
I'm
if
not
you
a
had to lean
Raiders,
towards
but I am. I'm not a Raiders fan, but I am now because they're part of Vegas. So like, I do wear the jerseys. I support.
As long as they start winning a few, I guess.
Running at Altitude said 200,000 and Kismet said
What?
so many. Steelers Freak said there are slots in funeral homes. Absolutely, man. Hey, listen.
Do you know that
when you're waiting
machines-
around to get that like last say goodbye, you might hit a jackpot.
You're just trying to pay for the coffin.
That is just not. That's so
you
wrong.
you might hit a jackpot. Listen, if you got the fever, you got the fever, right?
Yeah, right.
Dude,
You're crying, but then you win.
You got it in airports. You got it.
we
You
got
got
the
it-
funeral paid for.
Yeah, you got the
Nice.
funeral home. I mean, where
Do
else?
you know that if you guys have a slot machine in your business, like the majority of businesses that have that, that's usually what sustains them.
Oh yeah.
Especially bars, right?
Yep. Yeah, you sit there and drink and.
Oh, we missed the question. So
Put
question
50.
number 2, the Shark Reef Aquarium
What's the answer to
featuring,
one?
I don't know. I'm going to have to text my girl real quick because we were looking at this real quick. So
Okay.
the Shark Reef Aquarium featuring a massive $1.3 million, or million dollar, 1.3 gallon million gallon tank is located in what's, I got money in my mind.
Doug, take over this conversation.
1.3 million gallon tank is located in which Las Vegas hotel?
Oh,
It's Mandalay Bay.
Mandalay Bay? You say Mandalay Bay?
yeah.
All right, Running Altitude says Mandalay Bay. Kismet says the gas stations cracked me up. It was at 200K. Okay, so she said 200,000. Actually, that's a lot less than I thought on the slot machines, 200,000. So there's slot machines. Okay, so let's see here. A couple of things else. Anybody else got any questions out there? So what do you guys think? You think it's Mandalay Bay?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's the... I'm going to say...
You'd probably be
no,
smart to go with Mandalay Bay, dude.
I think so too, but I think
Yeah.
I'm just going to go off a little bit, and I'm
With
going to
the
say it's the
Mirage
Mirage.
Okay.
I can't.
They might
I
have
can't-
sharks in
I
the-
can't.
in the
I can't
pool
agree
house
with
up
everything
front.
everybody
Okay,
does.
right.
I mean, listen, you guys are probably
You
right.
can be a follower.
There's a lot of smart people in this room. Okay,
Don't be a follower, Dan.
I know. I got to be different. I got to be somebody unique,
He's
right?
gonna be the one jumping off the building.
I got to get my Elvis suit on and jump off the building.
Into the
I can't believe
fire.
that guy did that.
Yeah,
He's so
it's crazy, man.
Oh, the Bay is correct. Mandalay Bay. Look at you guys out there just knocking it out. You guys should go on to Jeopardy. We're gonna have some Jeopardy music.
Jeopardy.
Next time, we're gonna do it. I'm telling
right,
you.
yeah,
Let's go to
okay.
question
All
number
right.
3. What's coming up here right now in a second? But Mandalay Bay. Have you guys been there?
Yeah.
I'm sure you
Yes.
have, right?
Yeah.
I love Mandalay Bay. It's one of my
I got an
favorites.
interesting story about that.
I don't want to talk about any negative stories, but what's
No,
your
it's
interesting story?
fun.
Went to a fight and Pacquiao fight, and friends of mine came in from town. Went to go see the fight. The fight had just started, and everybody's walking out. It knocked him out in the first round, like first
Pissed?
few minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was done. You know, it's like we're walking in and everybody's walking out. I'm like, it wasn't even one round.
You're like, where's the fight? Oh,
Aw,
it's done.
man.
I know, right? So we
Go ahead.
we went back to the bar where all the girls were sitting, and they were sitting in the lounge area in the island area, and the fellas were all there, and they were sitting there, waiting on drinks. I sat down. One of the guys came over and told the waitress that he wanted his drink served on the table, and then she looked at me and she goes, "Sir, you got to go sit down and I'll serve you." And then she looked at me and she goes, "What do you want to drink?" And I go, "I tell you what," I said, "why don't you serve that guy first and then come back to me?" And so she did. I mean, he went and got his drinks and everything. We drank all night for free. They paid all our drinks.
Nice.
The guy that had the drinks before you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So and then when
Hold on one second. I want to say this real quick. So which of the following casinos is we didn't get it, the Venetian. We were trying to get to that last question. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. So that was it. I don't know what the question was, but we can try to go back next time. But anyways, the Venetian was that answer. If you guys were looking at that, we were going to try to get some answers. What were you saying about that
Oh yeah. Well, so anyway, yeah. But whenever we left, the girls went to the bathroom or something like that. We drank till like 2:00 in the morning. Bill was probably close to like $800, and they wouldn't let us pay for it. And so when the girls left to go to the bathroom, they'd have one of the guys follow her to the bathroom and bring her back to the island bar. So it was kind of interesting night. You know, we kind of sat there with the fellas. You know,
It was kind of like you got in, but you like, is it like a? I mean, kind of how did that all work though? I mean, you just kind of fell into that position.
They were just sitting there, and then we came back from the fight, and we sat down with them, and they didn't tell us to leave or anything like that. So
They just thought you were part of the crew.
no.
They knew you were part. You were
they
just
knew
cool guys.
We were just cool. Yeah.
You guys just kind of went with
Yeah,
it.
and so it was pretty interesting night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like fun. I mean, hey, somebody's buying your drinks. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Especially on fight night.
yeah, right. That was that
that's
place
pricey.
was packed.
Packed, right?
Yeah,
Mandalay Bay, I always have a great time there. It's fun.
yeah.
All right, here we go. Wait, let's do this one. All right, let's get back into this here. So, please subscribe to the channel for all you people out there that have problems with tuning into a show longer than 3 minutes. Please hit that like button. Before you leave, just hit it. Hit that notification bell. Subscribe. You don't even know. Hey, man, you just might like a sentence we said.
That's right.
There's a lot of people, man, they're in and out. Like, to watch an hour-long podcast, it's like, all right, I got 3 minutes for you. If you don't catch me in 3 minutes, even if you do, I'm on to the next, right? I'm on down the road, and that's what people do, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, let's go back into this. As the pandemic housing frenzies fade, homes are being pulled off the market at record numbers, and we
That's
saw
what you were
that.
talking about earlier, right?
Yeah, and so it's going to kind of coincide with what we were saying before. Now, Sacramento saw the largest jump in weekly delistings. California is about half, or maybe actually double the amount of delisted properties. So what do you do, right? I mean, do you just say, you know what? I give up. I throw in the white towel. I'm done. Or do you hold out and you say, you know what? I'm going to keep the house on the market.
This is a really interesting economy because I think it's even a lot more different than the late 70s, you know, when the stagflation and Carter was in and all that stuff. It was just, at that time, there was like no real job. I mean, jobs were just shit. I mean, there was nothing. And now we've got jobs and they're trying to get unemployment. So this is really an interesting market that, you know, it's very different.
So you're listing your home today. Would you bow out, or would you say, hey, I'm going in, I'm 120 days, no problem, because I know the market?
Well, I guess figure out what your bottom line is, right? Figure out what your bottom line is on the house.
If you have equity, I mean,
yeah, if you got equity and what you want to make, and if it's not going to be there, then you know there's always another time to sell, you know. But I think you got to just figure out figure out your priorities, really.
According to Bloomberg,
yeah,
they're pulling houses off the market in record pace, right? Record pace.
which is what?
So
basically, the economy is what's pushing these people to. They need to figure out the economy. people are thinking spring's a better time to sell, possibly buy. So I don't know. I mean, Bloomberg, you know Bloomberg. I mean, they're saying
Never met him.
Never met him, but
No.
but what they're saying is that right now buyers it's the demand is low.
Right.
So even though you have buyers and
It's
they
a
can get
holiday
closing
season
costs,
though too, and that usually slows down quite a bit
a lot
too.
of people don't focus on.
well, I can say this. I mean, what is it if you really need to sell your house? And I think it comes down to need and want. We talk about this a
Right,
lot.
right.
If you need to sell your house, you know, you got to, I'm not going to say fire sale it, but you have to be willing to adapt and also adjust. And I think people are not willing to adjust to today's market. They missed the boat, right? These sellers missed the boat. They're pulling it off. They put their house on the market. Oh, we could still get what we need for it. Well, I guess what?
Yeah.
Now that same house that's listed for what, you know, that you're listing your home for, there's 5 or 6 others that are very similar, giving closing costs.
Yeah.
Willing to come down in price, willing to make adjustments. And I think these people have to have a misconception like, hey, you know, I'm still going to get top dollar, or I'm at least going to get close to what I want. I'm not going to give any closing costs. I'm not going to come in and really make it work. You have to make it work. You have to have both sides make it work. Selling agents really have to work for these houses and getting them sold
yeah.
now. They really do.
I imagine.
So it's a tough situation right now.
Yeah. That's just put your nose to the grindstone on that one. Yeah, because it's like, are you going for the quick flip, or is it something that you've owned for the last 20 years or 25 years or whatever? You're wanting to move back to hometown, wherever you came from. You know, what's the story, I guess. And if you're looking for the quick flip, you're not going to make it.
No,
But
that's done.
Yeah,
that's done.
But if you lived in it for 20, 25 years, you bought a house for $150,000 back in, 2000 or whatever, and now it's whether it's $450,000 or $400,000. I mean, you're still making quite a bit of money on that house.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm going to tell you this right now. So, what's the reason why you wouldn't list your home today? Is there a reason why you wouldn't list your home? Let me say that. Would you still list in a market in this time right now?
Well, I think that if I'm going to sell my home and I'm looking to live somewhere else, and then with the interest rates being where they're at, I don't want to get less of a home, right?
Right.
If it doesn't make, but if I'm in a situation where I guess I have to move, then I guess it wouldn't matter. Just move. But
Well, and there's usually like
That's why I
three
wouldn't
stages. There's usually 3 stages of home buying, right? The entry home, then the have a family home, and then the downsize home, right?
Yeah.
That's usually, I guess that's
That's
usually. And so it depends on what phase of life you're in, I guess.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going into it like
You're living in
a
a condo.
dawn. Like I'm going into it like I know
Like you're in
I'm
the
asking.
townhouse?
Yeah, I'm going into it.
He's downtown, and
I'm going for the grand slam. Like I'm coming in like, all right, listen, we want 50 off the price.
There you go.
10K in closing cost to buy down the rate.
Right.
I want you to replace the AC unit. Anything that needs to be replaced in the house, it needs to be fixed by the time we move in.
So
it needs to be
flooring, paint?
turnkey ready.
Right.
And sometimes I get it. Just wait. But I'm going to tell you right now.
You're going to get a.
I'm telling you. No, I'm telling you right now. I'm going to tell you right now that a lot of people that are selling their house, they're scrambling. And I'm in a position of power right now, and I know it. And guess what? I'm going all in, and I'm sitting there thinking, I think I'm only going to ask for 20. And then something clicks in me and goes, you know what? Just go for it. Ask for 50 off the price. Twice I had them say yes.
Wow.
Where's my deals on twice of these?
Twice. And I'm not saying that because I want you to work with me as a realtor. I'm telling you because this is I'm telling you because this is really what's happened. And I was shocked. I was completely
Well, if you
shocked.
don't ask for it, you don't get it, right?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You gotta have the cojones or the fortitude underneath to really go at it.
The seller has to
the
really want to
wherewithal,
sell.
that fortitude to come in and say, you know what? I'm going all in.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, I'm coming in
There you go.
with guns blazing. And,
Hey.
and you know what? Sometimes it works out.
And there's plenty of them on the market right now. So if they don't want to cooperate or come to your agreement, then you just go look for another one, I guess.
Absolutely. So you guys have anything else other than that, like listing your property, right? We know the pros and cons. What are some of the people aren't even looking at properties right now online. They're just looking at cost and price, and
He's like,
they're really not. I mean, it's really like this. It's like,
You can get a deal right
if
now.
you're in a market, you're gonna you're doing that, but they're at a point where it's like they know, like buyers know they're in a position of power. So they're going to go in and they're going to basically say, look, I don't need to adjust to the seller's position on this.
Right.
Your sellers are in a very vulnerable place right now.
Yeah.
They're just in a position where it's like they have no
rights,
power, no position of power.
no rights.
No, well, they have rights, but they're just like sitting there going,
He's like, they have no power.
their back is against the wall.
Yeah.
And they know that if they don't get this offer accepted or at least adjusted, they may not get another one till spring.
Right.
Well, what if the house looks good though?
Doesn't matter. You know how many turnkey ready homes are on right now? I'm not going to say where you don't have the AC unit and a furnace and things like that, but you know how many homes are out there that are very upgraded? They have all the things that you want, the bells and whistles, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you, it's on the market right now.
Yeah.
And if you want to go in there and you want to come in hot and you're a buyer out there and you want a realtor that's going to come and just slam that, deal in front of these people.
Yeah.
Call Dan.
I'm your guy.
Dan, he sold himself
Do
well
it, Dan.
today.
Do it.
Do it, Dan. Do it, Dan.
es.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm serious. That's really what's happening. So when you look at this situation and you're saying, well, what is the reasons why somebody wouldn't list their home? Obviously, it's confidence in the market. We'll talk about consumer confidence. The other thing I would say is that there's a lot of position where the seller has lost the position of getting maximum dollars. So if you need that money to move or to transfer to somewhere else, if you're in California and you're listing your house, dude, take a pay cut. You can come out here, buy a house if you want to move out here.
Oh, yeah.
You're still
Yeah, get a better
still
deal.
making money. You can kind of make that work with the whole tax situation and everything else.
Oh,
if you're living in Las Vegas and do that, that's a hard decision to make. And it's like, I get it. I understand why people are pulling their house out.
Well, you heard about their reparations. California wants to put in their reparations pay, right, for slaves, ancestors of slaves.
No, tell me about it. I mean, I've heard little pieces about it.
Yeah,
Like, it starts in April, right?
I just heard about this the other night. They're making reparations for the ancestors of slaves, and it's actually more than their annual budget for the state. It's like, where's that going to come from? So that's
crazy.
There's some more taxes coming out of those guys.
Well, I heard that's going to be like in April, right?
Yeah,
Or
this
something
coming.
like that?
Coming spring.
Yeah, I heard about that.
The old
Yeah.
saying is that,
It's going to be
shit
rough.
keeps getting thicker, right?
Yeah.
It's going
So
to be rough.
I want to give a shout out real quick to Running at Altitude. Running at Altitude got that third question right, the Venetian. So you guys, everybody, give a round of applause to the Altitude, Running at Altitude out here.
What was the
Let me-
question?
I don't know. I think it was like casino, something related to casino. So
Okay.
if you could go back and look at it, Doug, we'll look at it. I want to see if we have like I'm trying to look for, see if we have like an applause.
Oh,
we need an applause
Yeah.
like button.
Yeah,
you know?
there you go. Yeah.
Let's see
Okay,
what-
so the question
ahead.
was, which of the following casinos is not part of the 3 planned large targets in the film Ocean's 11?
That was it.
That was it.
That was it. So
Yeah.
I think we got it. Let's do it. Hold on. Yay! Wait.
Dang, our
Hold
applause
on.
is late.
Let me do
like-
this real quick. I got to give Running at Altitude and everybody that answered the questions right. Yeah. There you go. We got
Okay.
that. We had to get the applause in. I had
All
to do
right.
it. So let's keep moving. U.S. consumer confidence falls to the lowest level since July. Well, that's a shocker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just
I
rates
mean,
keep
going in and
going.
paying
and-
$10 for a loaf of bread. I mean,
Right.
shit.
Oh, it's getting crazy.
It is getting crazy.
Dude,
I paid $15 for a loaf of cheese, and I paid
A loaf of cheese?
like a loaf of sliced cheese, right?
Really?
Yeah, $15 for that thing.
That's crazy.
And then just sourdough bread. I went to Vaughn's and got some of the bakery bread. It was like $5.50 a loaf. It was half a loaf.
Dude,
What kind of-
I'm going to
what
tell you.
kind of
I
bread,
went,
though?
Right.
What's that? Sourdough.
Hey, do you ever go
Yeah.
into the store? Like, this has happened to me recently. And I go in and I buy these bars and stuff. And my son wants to get like candy or chocolate. And anyways, I went and bought this bar, and they were like, my girl was like, hey, can you go buy in this protein bar, right? I'm going in, I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, no problem. So I went in and go bought it, and it was like $4.85 or something.
I know.
And I'm sitting there for a bar.
Just one?
One bar. And I said, sir, I think you got that wrong. I said, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
He goes, no, it's $4.85.
Yeah.
He rings up the candy at this is a gas station. I know they got to make money, right?
Right.
Candy was like $2 and something, and it was like a little bag of Skittles.
Holy shit.
I'm sitting there going like, dude, is this like the new thing? So I was like, I had a bunch of stuff for me. I had to put it back. was like, I can't afford it.
You put it back.
I was like, sir, take that back to the thing. I can't do this.
Yeah,
this is
right?
dude, it was like $30. I bought 4 items for $30.
Oh shit! You know, you come out of a grocery store now, and one bag is $100.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah,
So I don't know, man, but let's go back to the consumer confidence thing. So
that's where we were at.
consumer confidence has fallen
Hey, what the
twice,
shit.
right? I mean, they have an 100 indicator optimistic attitude. This is how they rate it. I don't even think you need like a rating system. I think you just need to look at people's eyes
Right.
as they're walking into places.
Yeah.
It's like that long walk into the store. Like, damn, I'm going in to spend. Like,
Yeah.
people can feel it. Like, emotionally.
Are you gonna get halfway
Financially-
bent over, 3/4 the way bent over,
100%.
or all the way bent over?
Dude, I'm telling you. So you look at this and they're saying, well, potentially we're not going to have the same Christmas. And yet people are still employed. There's
Yeah.
low unemployment. They're still buying toys. They're
have
still
the right
buying
Christmas
things.
now.
Consumer confidence in the markets, in the economy.
You know
I don't
what
get it, man.
You know what
It's
I
like-
heard? You know what
yeah.
I heard the other day was we are spending more on Christmas now. Like the gifts and stuff, they've put some kind of something out and poll, I guess, whatever. But we're spending more, and they're actually selling less. So that kind of tells me that people don't want to really buy as many gifts. They're not willing to spend as much on gifts. But they want to get gifts, but they're actually having to spend more for them.
Do you guys think that the economy and spending, gifts for Christmas, that people are going to taper off? Like, do you feel like this is? It's not going to be the same this year.
Well, I think the physical gift may taper, but I think they're going to show like elevated costs, I guess, for spending through the season. Does that make sense?
What do you
like you have?
So you're saying
spike of
you're saying
increase.
the inflation and the cost of things are higher.
Yeah,
right?
so you're getting
less,
more-
but you're getting
you're getting less
spending more
for
for
more.
for the same, right?
Right. Yeah. you're
What do you
spending
feel?
more.
I think that definitely, I think you're not going to get as many gifts as you would have before, right? So if you're used to getting 10 gifts, you might just get, I don't know, 7.
Or 2.
You know what's crazy is out of the last 2 months of the year, with November, with all the costs of food, Christmas, that accounts for 20% of all of retail sales when you talk about Christmas and things that goes on. So you imagine people not spending, it's going to be a big deal, right?
Yeah.
But it just seems like people are still spending and unemployment's still low. And I'm not going to spend as much,
think
not
about
because
it-
I would rather give somebody one good gift, like my son or somebody, one good gift, instead of trying to say, I'm going to have you 5 gifts, right? Because that one gift might cost you an arm and a leg now, right? I mean, it's going to be
Right.
cost you a lot more. You can't give them $50 gifts, like 5 or 6 of them, whatever it is. You might just have to give them one $200 good gift and just say, hey, it's going to be less this year just because inflation's taken over,
Well, they don't understand that.
Well, but I mean, mentally, exactly.
Yeah. But
Mentally, you got to think
that they're going to, I think the whole thing about shopping, and I think that they're going to make a lot more money even though people buy less.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to like triple their revenue, and I think it's going to be
I
like
think
a
people are
record-
going to
a
be caught
record.
between buying the gifts and spending the money. And they say usually it takes.
I went to the mall on Saturday. It didn't look to me like no one was hurting.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the shelves were empty. Like I couldn't find. Like I was
Well,
looking
the other
stuff for my
thing I
niece.
see, I see around town is they got all these cars with no license plates. These brand new cars all over the place. I mean, obviously, I don't know, but I mean, there's a lot of new cars out there. If you go anywhere else in any other town,
Why do you think the mindset's changed
I
with
don't
people
know.
though? Because why are people like, if I'm in this market, maybe they're just, and I'm not trying to discredit people in general, they don't follow the market as much, and they live day to day, paycheck to paycheck, month to month.
No, you got to know prices went
Well,
up.
but here's the thing: what if you're somebody out there that's single, don't have family, right? You just you have extra money or excess of money. There's a lot more ways for people, especially millennials, to make money today.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different ways online, a lot of different things and tactics to make money.
Sure.
Maybe there's more opportunity in those areas, more opportunity for things like that. And I don't know, maybe less people are having many kids and many big families today, because you would think that if you had a family of 5 or 6, 7, 8, you're struggling a little bit, right? I mean, you got to feed how many mouths in that family, right?
Oh, dude.
I'm just saying.
I'm telling you.
Get to work.
I mean, we only had 3 and had one income coming into the house, and that was always, you know, we had tough times and good times and tough times and
Good times.
Good times, you know? So it's like, yeah, I mean, if you got 3 kids in today's market, you better have 2 people working, I think.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's going to be a tough situation. But, you know, the consumer confidence just in the economy itself is still there, I feel. Maybe not in the housing market, though, right? And that's a different story.
Yeah.
When you look at the housing market, it's completely the opposite direction. Nobody has confidence in the housing market. Rates have decimated everything that's going on in the housing market.
Yep.
People want everything they can, and still, when they're getting everything that they can, as far as buyers, they still retract. Like I have a buyer that has received everything that I've asked for from a seller, yet they're still looking for houses and still seeing that there's something better out there.
What the fuck?
Because the mindset has shifted that they're all in, right? They know that it's like this. I have all these things.
Yeah.
But what if another house pops up because there's houses on the market now in robust, a little bit more, obviously a lot more than it was. What if something else comes out better? What if I don't get 8 out of 10? What if I get 10 out of 10 and I get everything? That's
Yeah.
what they're thinking.
Well, you can't blame them.
It's like
You can't blame them,
it's
but
like
at
Tarzan
what point?
swinging on the ropes, right?
Yeah.
You got to have a hold of one before you let go of the other.
At what point though
Or
do
you
you say
get-
like, okay, well I'm gonna transition and go in, right?
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I'm saying, but that's the mindset. You go back a year and a half ago. If I talk to a buyer and I said, hey, make an offer on this house and you have to go 25 above, Dan, please put the offer in. Please just let them know. We'll give you anything you want. It had repairs.
Yeah.
The house had a leak on the roof.
Right.
You know, there were shingles missing and roof, everything was like, there was problems with the house. Carpet was dirty. Who cares?
So what do you think, Dan?
We'll figure
you
it
think,
out.
You think you take the emotion out of it from both the buyers? I mean, from the
Seller
from the
and the
agent side and the buyer's side. Take the emotion out of it, and look at it without emotion. Because I think the home buying experience is the biggest emotion that you have, because it's the biggest amount of, it's probably the largest amount of money most people will spend on one item.
Yeah.
And it's very emotional. I mean, I hear it from buyers when they're talking about, oh, this is just perfect. This is like, well, what if it's not perfect? You know,
Can I ask you a question though? Here's my question: is what is perfect?
Exactly. That's subjective.
That's
very
the thing.
subjective.
This is the
But
thing.
that's emotional.
You
right?
have boxes that you need to sit down. If you're a buyer out there and you're a seller, you need to sit down before you even do anything.
Right.
Check off the boxes that are most important to you.
Yeah.
Before you get into a position where we're out, I'm out driving around and making offers and negotiating, doing all this stuff and emotionally going through processes with everybody. Find out what's important to you. And if you get those things and it meets and it checks off all the boxes, go with it.
Yeah.
Because you could talk yourself out of a house that had 8 out of 10. That house goes off the market because if the house is good, somebody's going to buy that house, right? Somebody's going to come in and probably snag that house.
Yeah.
Maybe not for what you offered at it, whatever. Now you're stuck with a 7 out of 10 versus an 8. You just don't know. When you have it in front of you, it's tangible in front of you, right? You got the offer there, you signed it. It meets everything. I think that's when buyers today are very undecisive about what they want to do, because it's like, well, if I sign this and we go all in, well, what if rates keep coming down? What if the properties keep coming down and the market's going to bottom? What if there's a better house on the market? What if? Yeah, I get it.
So that all goes back to
it's
consumer
just- it's
confidence,
very-
because they're not confident of what the economy is doing. They're not confident enough in where things are going. They don't see like a trend. They don't see like an uptrend or bottom. There's nothing there for them to see. So then they're grabbing at straws.
It's like this. You got Prime Video, you got Hulu, right? And you got Netflix.
So what's the best one?
And then you jump on there and it's like, wait a second, they all offer similar things. Netflix does this one does this. And then you're sitting there going, shit, which one do I go with, right?
Right,
And that's the
exactly.
problem. Today's world is you got all these platforms, all these houses out there.
Yeah.
And you have options. And then you're sitting there thinking, well, damn, if I can get this and I'm getting everything in the kitchen sink, maybe I get a better deal. Maybe it's a lower price. Maybe if I wait 2 months, I'm getting another house that's lower. Rates will come down. Dude, I struck gold. We don't know. The
Yeah.
thing is when you have it in front of you and you're going all in,
Yeah.
and you know you got all your boxes checked, just go with it. That's my thing with it. Because
Just
you're
go
going to
with
just
it.
sit here and talk. Dude, you'll be a year out and you'll be like, oh, it didn't have that back door that I wanted, you know, or it didn't open
Right.
up with the French doors, and I wanted the French doors, damn
Yeah.
it.
Put some in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got to move over to you.
Yeah.
Let's go over and talk here.
right.
Reasons to get a home inspector other than selling a home
Buying a home.
or buying a home. What?
No, it should be buying a home, I think.
Oh, it's buying a home.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So she put selling a home. Sorry.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's all about selling today.
It is. Yeah, the salesman pitch. Well, it's interesting because over the years I've been in contact with different types of buyers and different types of scenarios. I have actually worked for a trust company that have homes in a trust, and they have me go out every year and do the same home every year, and then I write things up, and then they keep this home updated, so they want to know what's working, what's not working, and then what they have to do to fix it. So then I do that for them, and I give them a report, and then I come back the next year and the house is painted, the roof is fixed, and
change it.
and they change, and they go on it, and then so that house in the trust has to be maintained. So then obviously when the trust is either
Right.
disbanded or whatever, then they've got a good property, a valuable property. So that's one. And then selling is actually because the majority of my homes they're all buyers, whether it's investors or buyers or whatever. But selling is actually a good tool, and I think I've talked about it on this show before. But seller's inspection gives the buyer that confidence that the seller has actually gone through the house, looked at the house, done the repairs that came up on the report, or haven't done the repairs, but actually give a list of items that still need to be done, based on.
So you do this every year. This is like a yearly thing for them?
For the trust.
For the
yeah,
trust.
For the trust, yeah.
So
And
it's like a contract you have, or is it just, hey, it's an
No, they
honorary
just-
system and they just call you, you do a good job?
Yeah, they just like me to go do them.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, you imagine my business if people just called me every year and was like, dude, I want to, do something with you. I'd be like, I don't got to fight for you. That's where that
But you gotta
reciprocation comes in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you got to treat them right, and I give them a pretty good deal on it, and so they just they keep calling me in. Then switching stories, seller's inspections, like I was saying, seller's inspections, it's a good tool for people who are actually selling a home that have no idea what the problems could be or what a buyer's inspector might find. If the buyer's inspector goes in there and there's some, catastrophic issue, well, if there's an issue with the plumbing, say the water meter's leaking, or, they've got clogged drains or whatever the case may be, there's that opportunity for them to fix it before they put it on the market to sell.
So you're kind of like the barrier or the buffer of, hey, we're going to make sure that these things are good and in good place.
Yeah, so
because that way you don't have an issue down the road, right?
Right. So when the buyer's inspector comes in, they're not going to come in and slam the house, and ask for $50,000
Right.
off the house.
I'll tell you, Esmeralda, maybe you can look at this as well, but and talk about this as an agent. I don't know. Agent sounds pretty professional. Well, I was going to
As an
say,
agent.
as a realtor,
As a realtor.
as an agent.
I'm
an agent. 007
He's
agent.
a Secret Service.
Seven.
Their agent. Yeah. Anyways, as somebody that's representing a buyer or seller,
Right.
you always, as a seller, for me, I always say, let's get the home inspection. Because if you get the home inspection before you list the property,
Yeah.
you know everything that's going on with the property.
Yeah.
And if somebody says, hey, do you know that these things are wrong with the house, or this is wrong with the house? We had a home inspection. Here
Yeah.
you go, right? These things are fine. Have you guys done your due diligence? Same thing. Sometimes people want to do an appraisal. And I mean, that's a little costly.
Yeah.
But to get an appraisal, so you're like, hey, you know what? What's the value?
$500?
It's more than that, because if you do the whole package deal, you're running $1,000. Because if you think about it, what, 375, 350, yeah,
450, yeah.
yeah. I mean, and then you look at an
wow.
appraisal. So look though, how smooth would that transaction go if you're an agent out there and you spend that much money, but then you're still making a good living, right? For the most part.
Right.
But then that transaction is a lot smoother going through the process. That's some things and some tactics selling agents out there should be doing, because it makes that process, because what it does is, out of anything, look, we can say it's updated and it's everything, the house is in turnkey ready status. It validates.
That's subjective too, though.
That validates the house.
Yeah.
Those two things validate the value, and they validate if there's any issues with the house, correct?
Right. If you don't do it, it's that statement. I've heard it over over and over for lots of years. Turnkey ready. I mean, you're not going to find anything wrong with it. And I basically go in, I nod my head, and I go, okay, thanks, and then just go do my thing, and then find out, there's 25, 30 items on the list. Not all of them are big, some of them, maybe a little bit costly, but, you look at the roof, and maybe, nobody goes on the roof. So when you go on the roof and take a look at the roof, and then all of a sudden you got, $1,500 in repairs on the roof,
Dude, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. $1,500?
No, the roof isn't expensive.
I need $1,500.
It can be expensive,
repair?
because most of the roofing companies will charge. They're between they're about $495 to start for like between 0 or 3 and 7 tiles, or 1 and 7 tiles. And if they have to replace the tiles, and then it goes up from there, and then it goes to like $700. And then if you have any kind of flashing issues, if you have any kind of other issues, it can get expensive. So that's one thing that if you can be forewarned on.
Right.
And then the two biggest things are the air conditioning unit and the roof on a house. So if the seller can actually verify that those things are working, they have a report, they've got photos, they've got everything, they've done their due diligence to make sure that those are working for the buyer. The rest of the stuff is kind of, I guess you have some frame, you could have some framing issues and stuff like that. But anyway, it gives the buyer confidence to know that the seller actually did their due diligence to bring the house up to par to be able to sell it to them.
Well, I want to say this, and we got to go to our riddle of the day. So one of the things is the AC unit, the furnace, let's say, what else? I mean, you got the
roof.
The roof is one of them.
Yeah. Electrical,
Electrical.
Sometimes
So,
those panels get old.
How do you help somebody find out when those things need to get replaced? Meaning like wear and tear, time on them. You know what I mean? Like at what point do you say, hey, you need to ask the seller that they need to cover those costs, especially in this type of market, because that's what buyers are looking for.
See, wear and tear. Okay, that's come up before, and there's certain things that the seller can actually disclose, like say for the water heater example. You can change that anode rod out in the water heater, and that water heater will give you a lot longer life than 10 years. You're not going to blow that water heater in 10 years. That anode rod is really important. Well, so if the seller says, I change the anode rod out in my water heater every year, every 2 years.
Right.
That's there you go. Even though it's a 10-year-old water heater, it may be lasting quite a bit longer. If you keep up with the maintenance on it, then it's going to last longer. Air conditioning units. After 20 years, I've been told by AC guys.
Dude, I think that's too long though.
What's that, 10 years?
10 years is too long. I
Shit.
mean, no, 20 years. If
For
you
an
have
air conditioning unit?
Yeah, if you listen, you don't think that's too long? I think it's on the brink of it probably going out, right?
No, well, it could, but I mean after.
But you mean, is it for new homes or like any
homes? If the air conditioning unit is like, what I'll do is I'll look at the serial number and model number and find out what year and model number it is and all that stuff. And then it could be a house built in 1995 and have a 2019 air conditioning unit. So at that point, you've got another 20 years. Air conditioning units are pretty much maintenance. If you they're simple. Air conditioning units are simple to maintain.
Yeah.
So if you keep the maintenance up on air conditioning units, you shouldn't have any problems. And I've done on multi-unit buildings that we have 30-year-old units that they just keep redoing or keep fixing. And so I think the air conditioning, it depends on what kind of maintenance you've done with things. It's like you could have a 1950 car, and if you've taken care of it and you've done the maintenance on it, it's still going to last you another 20 years. That's.
Well, I'm going to say this. So we're going to have more information from Doug or Not coming in next week. And if you guys want to get hold of Doug, we'll have all of his contact information below. Good information, Doug.
Yep.
Also want to say this. We have a riddle of the day here. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? That's pretty amazing.
Fish.
Yeah.
No.
A fish. If you guys have that answer, email my girl, right? You got frenchworkbenchinfo@gmail.com, right? You can email her the answer on that. Also, I'm going to throw her name out here real quick. No, I want to throw her name, but how about her number? And this is all for good people. So if you guys have any questions about anything on the show, I would love for you guys to reach out to her. She's a very good person. And if you guys have any questions about the show or any information, you can reach out. My girl's Janine, 909-367-8938. If you guys have any questions that's going on with the show, or if you want to get a hold of me in some way from the show, give me a call if you guys want to connect and we can start the process of finding your home. Or if you have a question, an answer to this question, reach out to her, right? FrenchWorkbenchInfo@gmail.com. It's a great place. But we're going to send out an Amazon gift card if somebody can answer this question. We only had one person answer this last time. I think they stumped people, honestly. Either that or we
I got an idea on that one.
Either that or we don't have a big enough audience. We need to grow that audience, because I'm telling you right now, if you guys can answer this, you guys have a clue about this?
No.
All right. We don't need, let's see if anybody in the comment section, we're going to go through this.
Think about what we were talking about before the show.
All right, so great information, Doug. Running at altitude, shout out. Also, Steelers freak, paralysis by analysis, absolutely. Look at new construction. A lot of the buyers are dropping out, and they do not want standing inventory, especially now to the end of the year. They will likely offer significant discounts to move a product. Absolutely. I mean, look.
End of the year, right?
End of the year.
It's kind of like buying a car at the end of the year.
Now, I'm going to say this, which is very weird and ironic, and it's odd. And I'm not saying this because I'm an agent. It's because
I'm an agent.
Yeah, I'm an agent.
A Secret Service agent.
I'm a Secret Service. I'm important. So, anyways, special agent, special ops.
He's special.
Yeah. These new homes, these builders, sustaining the price of what they're selling their house for. It's gone down. They're not getting as much, but they're still selling their house for a good premium, right? It means they've dropped in their price. I don't really know offhand exactly the median price of a new home, right, for new home builders, but I do know that they're still getting some buyers. It's not at the same pace. It's not at what it was, but they're not overbuilding. So I think when you don't overbuild, like anything, yes, we have less demand, but there's still a buyer. Somebody's going to buy that house, especially if you still have a low supply and there's somebody out there. So it's $50,000 I've heard with builders giving in incentives, buying rates down. You got the 2-1 buy down. You got all these things you're throwing at it. I agree. I think that's a valid point. Yet I do know that builders too are holding value on some of these homes and some of these houses they're building. Some people still want new. They're just not building as much. That's why they're not dropping as fast. Yeah. That's really the thing. They overbuilt in 2008.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they did. They definitely did.
But I don't think that's, well.
All right, you guys have any other last questions? Oh, real quick, Esmeralda. So explain to me why and how you get business and who you work for. And let's kind of go through the process a little bit with you, because Old Republic Title's been around for a long time, and people really don't understand the process of what title is. It's for title insurance, really, and it's to insure against liens and ownership of the property, to find out, make sure everything checks off when you're going through the process. Yet, your book of business is real estate agents and lenders, right?
Right, investors, bankers.
You guys can directly go to right to a title rep and have all that worked out. Yet you're out in the trenches. You're still out there in this tough times, right? You guys got to give a shout out. Let's give I want to give another applause. Let's see if we can do that. I got to get an applause out to her real quick. Let's see. Hold on. I got to get some. Oh, wait, I'm going to do the bicycle horn. Yeah, let's do the bicycle horn for her out there.
Did you ever have a horn like that, Ezzy?
Yeah,
I had a bike.
In the trenches,
Did you have a horn like that, though?
Well, not exactly,
hey, let's give you the DJ.
But I did.
I'm going to give you the DJ horn, since you're like, you used to be a partier and you're part of the...
Did you have a little...
Oh, look at
that. That's cool.
Let's do it again.
I like that.
If you guys are repping over here and you guys want somebody from Title Old Republic that's got the old way, visit Old Republic and my girl Essie.
Yes.
Licea. That's the way. Hey, did you like that rhyme?
Yeah, I did. That was pretty good. I was like, oh, okay, we got a little swag. Yeah.
So I mean,
DJ
talk to me.
Danny.
Yeah, talk to me about what and how somebody can get a hold of you, like as far as a realtor, lender. Tell me a little bit about you.
You can get a hold of me.
Talk about your company.
Okay, Old Republic Title.
How long you guys been in business and all the yada yada.
105 years we've been in the industry, and we have 3 offices right now, Pahrump, Southwest and the Northwest. And we will have a soon new branch in Henderson. We have 11 escrow officers. We also do commercial. We specialize in commercial. So that's a big deal for us. So if you're looking, if you're an investor, you buy, you flip, land, all that kind of stuff, we could also help you with that. Residential, of course, that's our baby. That's, our bread and butter. So how you can get a hold of me, you can call me 702-762-1888, or you can go through my social media, Facebook or Instagram, and that's just Esmeralda Licea, and just add an extra A. And I do have marketing tips there as well. And if you're looking to increase your business, please call me. I'm here to help.
So Old Republic Title is it's 105 years, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you've been in the title industry for how long?
17 years.
Okay. And some of the challenges you face is having people find out about what title is, because I think a lot of people are a little bit naive to what title is and what it does for you. So it's the liens, right? It's making sure you insure against liens on the property, that the ownership is passed correctly.
Right.
Any other things people need to know about that stuff?
Well, it's basically insuring your property. So when you buy a property, you want to make sure that whatever you're buying, there is no liens or judgments. So that's really the purpose of insurance. You're insuring your property, you're making sure that your name and everything is correct. So if you're the seller, when you're transferring over that ownership, it's done properly and there's nothing tied to you, or vice versa if it's the buyer.
So the lawyers on the East Coast handle what you guys handle out here.
Right, that's table funding. Yes. Yeah. So it's different. So instead of dealing with escrow officers directly, you would deal with attorneys. So it's a different process as far as, we're not going to sit in a table and, with attorneys and that, but, it's the same service.
So you market different things, right? And people want to know kind of like what you do, because you've been on the show a lot. You've been in helping me and helping everybody. So you're putting out flyers for agents and lenders and everybody else. You do a lot of marketing. Tell me some of the marketing tips and what you teach people.
We teach you guys on farming. We provide property profiles. This is if you're doing open houses. We, provide the flyers and just set up the farms for you. So that way, when you are actually sitting there, you market that area. So I specialize in that. So I'll help you set it up. I'll help you select the area. And, we have apps and systems that will simplify that for you. So if this is something that you're looking for, you don't know how to do it, or you just need to start doing it. So that way there's people that actually show up to your open house. There's a way of doing that. And you can use those lists. You can upload them on your social media. There's all kinds of strategies. So that's kind of what I do. I help you guys increase your business. So that's really my role.
So let me say this. So how long you been doing this job?
I've been in doing just in sales, or just in general with.
Just in general with sales and also in title.
In sales is 16 years.
Wow.
I did escrow for 5, so I've done it for a long time.
Yep.
So what? Not to put you on the spot, but is there something that makes Old Republic Title different than other title reps or title companies?
Well, one that is established. It's been around for 105 years. It's not going nowhere. Financially, it's stable.
Reputation.
Yeah, reputation is awesome. It's a Fortune 500 company. It has. When you have a company that's a strong backing like that, you don't have to worry about it disappearing, or it's going to sell, or something might happen. And when you're in a smaller company, they can sell. You never know, right? So that's something about our company that I love. I love the commercial side. That's a big deal to have a commercial that's local. Title is local. That means you can talk to anybody about it. You don't have to worry about it. Someone being in California or Arizona, or they're here.
Absolutely.
So that's a big deal.
And you get an autograph from J-Lo.
And you get an autograph from Elo.
Yeah, Elo, baby.
There
Yeah, a little Elo.
Elo meets you at the door, and she's like, "Come on in. We got hors d'oeuvres. We got some drinks."
And we got great escrow officers. We got great escrow officers with experience, and that matters. It matters in what type of transaction you have, in case you ever have a situation. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time. Management has also been around for a long time. So all those things come in play. You need that.
You know what you deserve? With all of that good information, you need a glockenspiel.
A what?
A glockenspiel. You ready?
Yes.
That right there was a glocken. If you guys want to get a hold of Esmeralda, you're going to get a glockenspiel from her right there. See that?
That sounds like a Tinkerbell.
I know, that's what I was going to say, yeah.
No, seriously, if you guys are looking to increase your business, you need marketing or anything like that, please call me. That is what I do. I specialize, especially with farming, how to set it up, what areas to focus on. I can help you with that, with stats and everything. So,
And I want to say this too. I vouch
trends.
for her and really what she's about. You know, there's times where it's time, you know, it's trying times for everybody.
I know.
She's a very big motivator in this industry. No joke. I mean, listen, I've seen agents that were crying on her shoulder, and she's like, listen, we'll get it done. We'll make it happen, okay? Little pat on the, back. Let's get it going, okay? Just take it out, get it all out while we're here. So she really pulls you in, but I can tell you I send a lot of my business to her. And we send, I've done a lot of deals with her and her team, Nikki Bott and all those girls, all the people over there. Jeff comes on the show. So you guys are nothing but a true asset to the industry and also to the asset to the old FWB here, the French Workbench. So appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
We love being part of the team.
Yes. And if you guys need anything from the title perspective, contact Esmeralda. All of her contact information will be in the comment section below. Doug or not?
Yes, sir.
Doug Liebig. You guys know him. Las Vegas Home Inspections. He's already busy, so you just, make him go crazy. Yeah. So, Doug, how does somebody get a hold of you?
Set it up, man. 702-806-5280. That's my cell phone. You can reach me anytime.
You're anytime, right? You're in Laughlin. You're
dude. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might be right in the middle of like pushing buttons.
And
everything, right?
Yeah, it's like doing dinner. Whatever.
And you'll take him to dinner?
No, during.
I'm like, let me use your services. This dinner is tied to that service.
Yeah.
Well, Doug's gonna get get the triangle here. So let's see what this is. Oh, see, I don't know what that is.
That's wimpy.
How about this one?
That's pussy.
How about this one? Here's the one for Doug right here, Doug.
That's like he got knocked out.
I know.
Yeah,
Doug,
no.
There's a party.
No, I don't like that one.
Let's go back to the DJ air horn.
Yeah.
I like that one. That's a good
cool.
one.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ezzy's. That's every time Ezzy comes on, she's gonna get. Look, I already got her going.
There you go.
If you guys want a good home inspector, call Doug Liebig. He's the man of the hour of the.
And he has a lot of wisdom.
Oh yeah, he's a very intelligent person. I use him for all my home inspections, right? And everybody knows about you. You've been around. How long have you been doing this business?
I've been doing this for 21 years, 22 years. So I started, I started in 2000. So it'd be 23 this year. And so I like the aspect of what I do as a service, and what I do is not just go in to see if something works or doesn't work. I like the forensic part of it more than anything. It's like what could happen, the foresight that goes into what the problems are, and that's interesting to me, and all the caveats to what the issues are. And if I can, and I've seen a lot of it too. I've seen a lot of it in action of what has happened or what can happen with certain things, and that's just what I like that about this business. I've always enjoyed doing it.
Well, you guys all are entrepreneurs.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, at heart, nobody wants to work for a real boss. Like, we all have a boss, but we don't want to work for somebody that's like, you got to clock in and clock out, because you know why? I think you wake up and you have a purpose, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And you want that feeling that it's on me to make it. Either I make, and I think the world has certain types of people like that. And some people want to have the 9 to 5. They want to have, things where they don't know when that next paycheck's coming, or some people do want to not know that, but they want to know when the paycheck's coming, right?
Yeah.
They want that 9 to 5 that, I can count on my paycheck and my bills to be paid. But yet, some people like you guys, and there's nothing wrong with it. Some people just don't want that risk. It comes down to risk.
Yeah,
it really does.
It really, risk and reward.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, you could either wake up looking towards retirement, or you can wake up and say, I'm going to do this for another 15 years. So that's kind of the way I think. As being a business owner, it's like how much longer can I go doing this?
Absolutely.
And so that's the difference right there. But
well, I want to say this. We got to end the show, you guys. Pleasure having you guys on as well. I mean, you guys always bring the vast knowledge, the great information in all facets of our industry. So I appreciate you guys coming on. If you guys are out there and you guys watch 3 minutes of us, or at least 5 minutes of us, good for you.
If it's 5 minutes,
ADD
there better be
is happening in America right now. So I'm not saying you have a problem. I'm just saying a lot of people
have a problem.
But again, hey, listen, I'm getting to a point where can you literally, I don't want to go down this road, but can you sit there for a 2-hour movie, unless it's something you really want to watch? Do you literally jump out of that movie and go to something else? Because there's so many things you could watch, right?
Well, funny thing is I'll watch, like I'll be doing a report, and that's when I get like my watching or my viewing of whatever it is I want to watch. And so I'm like, whatever they call it, double dipping or, multitasking.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
You gotta go.
No. Okay, have you guys seen?
I gotta go.
leave.
This time
My
I'm
phone's
out of
blowing
here.
up.
That gets
I
out
got
of
two
dude.
phones.
Dan, you always go over too far.
He goes
You got an
overboard.
hour and a half of my time, and that's it. And I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
I want to hear what you were going to say.
No, I said I started. Well, I watch all the series, and I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but it's called Ghost.
No,
With,
I'm just saying I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
I haven't seen it.
no, oh my God. Okay, so 50 Cent wrote this. So 50
Okay,
Cent
we
wrote-
got to end the. No, I'm just playing.
Anyways, it's a great show. It's a great show. Anyways, we'll tap next Tuesday.
We'll tap into Ghost next Tuesday. You guys like the channel, subscribe to the channel, please. Show us the support. Even if you don't like the channel, just hit the like bell and hit the subscribe button. And it's really just about trying to bring out that relevant content, right? I mean, that's what we're here for. We're trying to bring out all the nuggets and things that we go through. Plus, I want to bring this up. We're going to really try to talk more about other than just real estate happening in Las Vegas, because there's a lot of interesting topics that actually I have curiosity about, and I want to bring on more guests and more people heading into next year as well. So ending this year, I think we're ending on a good note. We got a good crew here. So you guys, thank you so much for coming on. You guys have any last words?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
having us, and have a great week, a productive week, right?
Absolutely. Thank you for watching the French Workbench podcast. You can find us here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. to find out all the information on real estate and financing here in Las Vegas. Also, check us out on our LV Home Professionals website. You can find your future home there. A lot of good information.